Imagine you're on vacation with your family. This year you have decided flying to Spain. When you got on the flight, you loaded 7 red bags onto the plane. You arrive at the international airport and you walk right to the baggage claim section. As you wait with the other passengers, you see 1 red bag and then 2, then 3, until you have a net total of 6 red bags. So the question is, when are you leaving the airport? Of course, when you have every one of your 7 red bags, right? But now consider every single red bag is unique and plays a key role in getting and keeping a customer's attention and then resulting in a sale. The reason why most companies are failing is because they haven't taken off all 7 red bags out of the customer's brain. Do you often wonder what your customer is thinking and how does the brain make decisions? The Brain Audit by Sean D'Souza will show you exactly why customers buy and why they don't. In this book, you will learn what you need to put in place so that the customer feels happy to buy your products or services from you. Let us start by identifying the red bags. So the first red bag is the problem, which of all bags is the most overlooked one. You have been told time and again to focus only on the solution, right? Let's have a look on 2 examples. In the first example, we see an article about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West celebrate her birthday with relaxing trip to Utah. And on the second one, girl 15 survives Jaws-like shark attack in Australia. So be honest, which of the 2 examples is more appealing to you to find out more? I bet it's example number 2, isn't it? The reason is, pain and problems are a natural magnet for the brain. Take another example. You're sitting in the car on your way to work. You're lost in your own reverie. Then, suddenly, you see flashing lights in the distance. The glitter of the police car lights signals your brain something dramatically happened. Quote, problems attract people like a moth to a flame. The brain is fascinated with problems because it is always keen to avoid them. Quote. There are some really good examples in the book how you can communicate the problem in a meaningful way to get your customers' attention. Problems have a definite edge over solutions. If you only concentrate on the solution, your customer hesitates from buying your product. The hesitation comes from the fact that you haven't got the first bag off the conveyor belt. For example, if it is a solution based, you would say, get fit for the summer in just 8 weeks. Can you indicate a problem here? Not really, right? But if it is a problem based, you would say, aren't you determined to get rid of those unwanted kilos of fat? Here's how you can get fit for the summer in just 8 weeks. Do you see the difference? Here's another example. A solution-based one, our service attracts clients like magic. And a problem-based one, are some potential clients slipping through your net? Here's how you can attract them like magic. The problem-based solution makes you more confident and ultimately get the attention you want to achieve. Quote, your customer's biggest frustration is what you need to discover, then create greater pain on their brain by highlighting the message even further. This causes them to instantly be interested in your message so they can get rid of their pain. Quote, once you got the first bag of the conveyor belt, let us move on to bag number 2. Agatha Christie once said, quote, to every problem there's a most simple solution, quote. You guess it, bag number 2 is the solution. In bag number 1, we have learned that the problem will drive up the heart rate of your customer because they want to get rid of the pain. Before anyone gets hurt, you need to offer a solution to lower that heart rate. Quote, when a problem and solution work in tandem with each other, they create a roller coaster effect. One takes you up and the other brings you gently down. Quote, craft the solution as carefully as the problem. They are pain relievers and assure the customer that there's light at the end of every tunnel. That brings us to the third bag, the target profile. Businesses like to get as wide a range of customers as possible and wonder why they are not profitable. Let's have a look on an example. Assume you need a brain surgery. Would you either go to a general practitioner or a brain surgeon specialist who operates only on the brain? But how about if the brain surgeon charges 20% more? Would you back out and go to someone who wasn't so much of a specialist? You know the answer, right? So there's no difference in business. If you target everyone and become a generalist in everything, you will get the results you want. Let us have a look on some of the most successful companies in the world who target a specific type of profiles. Ferrari, luxury car owners. McDonald's, entertainment for kids. Rolex, expensive watch owners. Dove, moisturized skin for women. With the focus on a select tiny band of people, these companies climbed up to the top of the ladder and are well known around the world. The irony of it all is even though while you're focusing on a single audience, you most likely end up with both the audiences. Let's have a deeper look on McDonald's business model. I remember the time when I was a kid. I was looking forward to almost every Saturday, not only because it's weekend, because my dad would bring me to McDonald's after running some errands. I've always ordered the Happy Meal, not because of the food, because of the toys. I bet you remember those days when you were a kid, where you can just go to the playground and having fun with friends. This was literally the highlight of the week. The point is here, if McDonald's only sells burgers and fries, it wouldn't have become the world's largest restaurant chains, serving approximately 69 million customers daily in over 100 countries. One of the reasons of their success lies on the target profile, namely the kids, and passively their parents, which is what you wanted in the first place. However, by going about the other way around and appealing to everyone, you get none. Some of the best examples are magazines like Men's Health, Playboy, Women's Health, Women's Weekly, PC Mag, etc. With the combination of problem, solution and target audience, you create an amazing trigger in the brain, and that causes curiosity. That's exactly your goal. The reaction of the customers should be, how do you do that? Or what do you mean by that? An example where like, we help new mom quickly get back their pre-baby figure. The goal is here that your client's brain has very little option but to respond in an excruciatingly predictable manner. But if you have failed to set off the trigger in the customer's mind, that means that you have not piqued their curiosity at all. Then you need to rebuild and retest it again. Once you achieve the trigger, this is where you give them a brief explanation of what you do. Note that you need to keep it in the same sequence of first problem, second solution, and third target profile. Why a customer buy products is the pain that causes the brain to buy. In other words, the more the customer feel the pain, the higher are the chances of actually buying your product, service or idea. So where are we now? All we have done so far is guide and keep the attention of the client and taken 3 bags off the conveyor belt. Let's move on to the 4th bag. Imagine you are working in a computer store. A student is visiting the store and asking for help, as he is planning to buy a new laptop. With your expertise and knowledge, you are convinced that this laptop is the right decision. However, the student stopped from taking one bold step forward. Why is he hesitating? That brings us to the 4th bag. It's called the objection. Most businesses don't like objections because they see it as a hindrance to their sales and hope the customer won't notice. But your customer is smarter than ever before and they've got more choices than in any time in history. Your job is to find out your customer's biggest objection and bring it out before they even think about it. Back to the example, a smart sales guy would use the feel, felt and found method. You could say like this: I know exactly how you feel. Many students felt unsure about the price for this laptop, but they found out that it was the best fit for their needs, and this is why we have this promotion. In addition, we are offering only for students a buy now, pay later system. You could take it now and pay it off over 6 months. If you find your customer nodding, you have accurately identified their main objection. Try it out and put yourself in your customer's shoes. If the customer is hesitating to buy the more expensive product and wants to buy a cheaper one, you have to bring up the value. Let the customer compare it by themselves and let them go through the pain of getting stuck with the wrong product. Okay, where are we now? We have covered 4 bags. Now think about what could be your 5th bag. Let us get back to the very first example. You are still in Spain with your family and everything there is foreign. To kickstart the great time, you are planning to visit a nice restaurant for dinner. But which one you don't know yet? You have 2 options. The first one is you randomly walk into a restaurant, or the second option is, like most of the people, you research online on platforms like Yelp or TripAdvisor. Of course, you can ask the concierge service at the hotel as well, but most likely you will check online. Therefore, the 5th bag called testimonials. TripAdvisor and Yelp became the largest travel websites in the world because of the power of testimonials. In fact, nowadays a lot of businesses like restaurants and hotels depending on those platforms. In the book, the author describes it more in detail, such as different types of testimonials or what are you going to do when you don't have testimonials. Let's move on to the next bag. Even though you did all your homework, you have your problem, solution, target profile, explained and answered all questions, you even took the risk away and bulletproof your product with exceptional legitimate testimonials. Yet, most businesses lose out on sale after sale simply because they miss out the next bag. It's called the risk reversal. Risk is on everyone's mind. It's what stops your customers from buying your product or service. Some examples for risk reversals are money back guarantee within X days, test drive, and even some companies are so confident that they are offering a lifetime guarantee on their products. Like Tilly's heads, they will replace free if it ever wears out, falls apart, shrinks, or mildews. Your job is to take the risk away from your customer's brain. If your customer asks for their money back in hoarders, it is because your product is blatantly defective. Also note that the only customers that do complaints are those who want you to improve. However, this is just a short explanation of the risk reversal. There are different types and techniques which you can use for your product or service. As we are coming to the end, I would like to encourage you to think about What could be the final last 7th bag? Comment or email me at knowledgeispowerful@gmail.com. I would like to thank you for watching this video. Check out my channel for more educational videos.